What is up, everyone? Today I have the Tockr C47 D-Day. If you're not familiar with this watch, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a bunch of variations of this. I'm going to get into as much of it as I can here on video, but of course the important thing is giving you a good look at it here on video so you could see it as real as possible as what it would look like in real life. And there's a lot of info to get through here, a lot of backstory here with this watch. I'll get into more of that on watchreport.com in the written review. But what I do want to say, and I'm going to read this direct from their website. On June 6, 1944, a C-47 aircraft leads the charge in Normandy, emblazoned with token message to Hitler. That's all, brother, became an important part of American history on D-Day, and now you can own a piece of it. The Tockr D-Day C-47 watch uses rescued material from the storied paratrooper transport as the foundation for its dial. Each dial bears the genuine markings of its past and is completely unique in appearance. Proceeds from each purchase will go towards the CAF, helping fund the restoration of historic aircraft for future generations. So, this watch that we see here, and as I am moving it around, you can see there are two different variations that I have right here. You're looking at the hard worn dial, and you're looking at the clean cut dial. Now, one of the things to keep important is every single one of these dials is going to be completely unique because they are actually salvaging them from the C47 That's All Brother plane. So this one in particular looks a lot more, it's really a lot of silver on this one. Now you're going to see some other hard worn variations that have a lot more green or maybe some coloring in them. The clean cut one, if you will, as that you see here, is going to be mostly green. You're going to end up seeing scratches on the dial and stuff like that because that's, again, it's being taken from a plane. Tockr has video on their website, I believe, and I know it's on their social media, showing them cutting the pieces of this for the dial and everything. So let me get into the real specifics of it here. $2,000, $1,995 is your price. Let's get this out of the way. That is a lot of money. I'm not going to say that it is not. And this watch is technically repurposed. If you take a look on their website, you're going to see the C47, and it's going to have a different dial. A very cool and unique dial, but I think that watch is just a little too much for some people, if you will. This one is, it's a part of, history. It's a part of World War II, technically a part of Americana, if you will. And not only are these dials completely unique, but the fact that they are taken from the World War II plane is something cool and special that a lot of people have been attracted to. Tockr tells me the first 100 of these sold out very quickly. Now, what one you don't see here is my favorite of the bunch, which is the stamped, as they call it. And that's the one that's going to have the numbers or letters on it. And if you take a look on their website, those ones to me are just the coolest. Now, as I'm recording this video, there's also other variations. Now, there are bronze versions of this. And what they're calling no name, and if you take a look at wwII.com, and depending on when this video goes live, from when I'm recording it to when it actually goes live, their other version of this may already have a name. Right now they're calling it a no name. They're doing a contest on wwII.com. I have no problem promoting another website or channel here. And they're going to end up picking the best name, and then that name will go to that Tockr model. Now, it does not have salvaged dials. They are, there's blue dials, black dials, whatever, different kind of dials. But we're already getting 4 minutes in here, so we're getting long. Let me pick it up. Let me show it to you. Let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, here is a close-up look. Now, you're going to see the scratches on the dial. If you take a look between the 1 and 2, you see some scratches on this. But for the most part, these are just going to look like an olive green dial. Now, the bigger difference is then going to be, if I grab this one, and we take a look here, and you're going to see how much. This one has, that deteriorated dial. That's why it's called hard worn. Again, to me, this is just the coolest of the bunch. You see the plane there moving around the dial as the second hand. These are just really, really cool and unique to me. They're going to look a little different depending on how the light hits it and everything. Sometimes it's that darker steel, sometimes it's going to look lighter. You're going to see that green chapter ring. Now the watch is mainly high polished, which is something that I am not a big fan of. That's just me personally. You can see the bezel area is circular brushed, but you're all going to see high polished all ways around this watch, including that case back. You will see though that there it is. That's all brother, commemorative Air Force. Very cool looking watch all around. That is my dog barking. We got thunder going on here and everything. Dog's getting a little freaked out. Not much I can do about it. Had to record. And I kind of left the door open to the studio because I wanted him to come in and out as he pleased. Because, thunderstorms and dogs, they don't do too well, fireworks, things like that. So if he wants to be near me, he can be near me. So you're looking at a 42 by 42 millimeter case, which is very interesting. This has a very, very short lug to lug, 22 millimeter lug width and about 13.5 millimeter stick. So if you're wondering, how does this wear on the wrist? Well, let me go ahead and I'll grab one here. Now I am going to point out that these straps are what I consider to be kind of short. There it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. Now you can see the hole placement there, but you can see there's not a lot of tongue left over. And it's just not going to be for very large wrists with this strap. There's also a leather strap included as well. And the leather strap is kind of on the short side, in my opinion. As I said, I only have a 7.5 inch wrist. 7 3/4, you're probably going to be there. Maybe you can get to 8 inches, maybe. But here it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. You can take a look and you see that 42 by 42 is going to wear well for a lot of people. Now, 42 by 42, it is only 5 ATM water resistant. There is no screw down crown. This is obviously a pilot style watch, so don't expect any kind of real water resistance here. Take a look how thick this is on the wrist. Try and give you a good idea, or I guess a good idea. Take a look at that buckle. Really nice little squared off buckle. Now, I like this canvas strap on these. They are leather backed and they do have quick change pins in them. So if you do want to switch it out to the leather strap, very easy to do so. You'll see the box in the presentation at watchreport.com. I have pictures of that and everything, and I'll talk more about that there. But as I said, there are now, at this particular time, now that I'm doing this review, there are a lot of variations of this C47 watch. And I think that's a good thing. I think the best thing that Tockr did personally is to take this case shape and move away from that original design, that original dial that they had, which just was not for everybody, and move into something like this. Now, these dials made from the salvage planes is a really cool idea. But if you're not keen on spending $2,000 for these, they have the new versions coming out, which are just regular, style sunray dials, different colors that are going to come out. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the price is going to be on those, but I have a good feeling they're going to be a lot cheaper. The one thing I haven't seen them do yet is DLC. I think these would look great, and this case would look great in DLC as well. But we already have steel. We already have bronze. DLC is probably coming. Now, I don't know that for sure, so if I'm wrong, please don't come into the video and be like, you said there was going to be a DLC model and I waited and there never was. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't work for Tockr. I'm just saying it's probably coming, but I don't know. But if you want to see more about this, you want to see more of my thoughts and comments on these Tockr C47 D-Day watches, go to watchreport.com. I'll have the link in the description below. I'll have the link to the Tockr website as well for all the C47 variations. Personally, really cool watch. For me, I really don't have a problem. I'll give you a Loom Shot here in a second. I forgot to do the Loom Shot. Loom is actually surprisingly well. Actually, I'm just going to throw the Loom Shot at the end of the video after I am done speaking. But I really like the look of these watches. I prefer not to have all the high polish that is going on with the case, but that's for me. I do wish the straps were longer. Edit 2836 movement, if I haven't already mentioned it, I probably forgot it. There's just so much information with these watches, and I'm trying to get it all out there, and it's really not going to get all in this video. That's why I definitely said please check out watchreport.com for everything. But really cool watches. I really don't have a problem with anything. Like I said, longer straps. If they didn't do all high polished, maybe more of a brush. But I know I'm in the minority in there. I know a lot of people like high polish on their watches. And something like this, though, I just feel lends itself to something maybe a little more rugged. But that's me. If you want to see more, check out watchreport.com. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one. The loom on this Tockr absolutely surprised me. The Tockr Air Defender, the model, they just didn't have what I consider to be great loom, or even what I consider to be really good loom. The loom on this is great. You can see the markers, you can see the numbers, the hands, everything lights up. The plane does not glow. They didn't apply any loom to the plane, but everything else glows very nicely.